Central Park is one of the most visited places in New York. Even though it's winter and people tend to stay inside, the park still offers opportunities for people to do all kinds of stuff, from walking with their dogs to riding a carriage, and why not, figure skating. The Woman Rink provides a space for people that want to try the sport as recreation and also for the ones that regularly take classes. Bill Picard has been training for 15 years. He tries to come to Central Park 5 days a week to practice for his adult Go test, which is the highest level moves test and involves turns and edges. It's not a cheap hobby. Classes cost $20 to $30 an hour, and private lessons can be as much as $80 for half an hour. But the classes help him stay sharp as the year goes on.
Can't do the things that you can do when you're a child. You're not as flexible, your body doesn't move as fast, you have gravity working against you, and when you fall it hurts more because you're higher up from the ground, so there's definitely a recovery period, and it's harder to learn things too when you're an adult.
David Ings, a figure skating teacher, believes it's important to stimulate his students.
Everyone has their goals. As a coach, I talk to them and say, what's your goals? Is it to achieve the axel? Or, do we want to try and go all the way? In which case, then you have off-ice training as well as on-ice training, and then it gets a little bit harder and harder and harder. But everyone's got to have a dream, and why not give them the opportunity to go for that?
The opportunity to pursue a dream was all Emma Krinsky needed. She started figure skating at 7 years old at the Woman Rink, and 12 years later, she is already in the senior level of the sport. Emma practices 5 days a week in a Long Island training center and at the Sky Rink at the Chelsea Piers. Her professional career had a turning point when she was in the 8th grade, and her mom, Stacy, took her to practice with her coaches that trained her when she was Emma's age. Emma started developing the ambition to compete, practicing her jumps, and diving deep into tournaments.
Once you get on the ice, all the nerves would go away. It's just such a amazing feeling to be on the ice and to be able to just glide and move around and do all these cool things. And once you start progressing, it becomes more fun because you're trying these harder things. And then when you master them, it's great to be able to do them, and it feels so cool.
But being a professional figure skater is no piece of cake, especially after Emma started studying nutrition at New York University. Besides her own ice training, she does cardio and strengthening exercises 3 times a week and is also on the NYU figure skating team.
Want to start jumping now, or you want to keep spinning?
Stacy makes sure her daughter is on the right track. She coaches Emma on spins, while 3 other professionals work on jumps and choreographies.
It's always a challenge to get somebody to be able to do something that they clearly have no idea about or have a bad technique and you have to fix it. I enjoy seeing the progress.
That's what motivates Emma too. The more she practices, the more she wants to increase the level of her program. Errors are part of the training and are key to making sure competitions and presentations are flawless.
I have goals that I want to accomplish, so I really training, and sometimes the training isn't the most fun like it was when I was little, but when you have goals in mind, when you accomplish them, it's even more fun now than just free skating when I was younger. Right now I'm working on triple saddle and triple loop, and I really want to get them clean and put them in my program.
Emma knows that figure skating professionally won't last forever. She plans to compete for a few more years, and after that, skating will just go back to being fun again, like it was when she was a kid. Until then, she will keep improving and training hard to give the audience a beautiful spectacle.
We are here today to draw a line throughout society. Stop police terror. Which side are you on?
Well, we're here today. We traveled all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to advocate for my brother who was gunned down by Officer Joseph Pitts in Atlanta, Georgia on December 29th is when he was shot, and then he was held and kept from us until he passed away in the hospital alone. He's never been in trouble a day in his life, did not have a criminal record or anything, and then they just dismissed us like we were yesterday's garbage, like, oh well.
That's not right. They're trying to tell us that we're not humans, that we don't have human rights. That's wrong. And if y'all don't hear me, something is wrong with you. If the nation doesn't hear us, something is wrong with this nation.
Kimani Gray, say his name. Kimani Gray, say his name. Kimani Gray, say his name.
I have a dog named Aleph, and that's a very non-traditional name because it's actually the first letter of the Arabic alphabet. He's great and he's a Labrador and he's full of energy, but he's back in Egypt, so I miss him a lot. I was visiting a friend, she was in downtown Cairo, and we're sitting there watching TV and there's a knock on the door. We open and there's these Egyptian conscripts and they tell us it's a routine check for every foreigner in the country. She's Egyptian American, so apparently she's a foreigner to them. But anyway, they leave and we're fine. I was with my dad in Uganda. I wanted to go down to the marketplace to get some shots and meet some people. And while I was down there, I hear gunshots. I had my camera on me and it was still on. So I go back to the hotel, I look at my B-roll, and surprisingly there's this guy aiming his rifle at me, and I don't know if he was shooting at me or not, but I got away.
Stop, stand up.